So in this class, we'll be talking about how search engines work. We have been hearing about search engines. SEO is not a single activity. It is a combination of three distinct disciplines that work together to improve your visibility in search engine results. It's not just a single activity. And one thing you need to understand about how search engine works is one, technical SEO, non-content on-site activities. When we say on-site activities, these are activities performed on the website that improves a search engine's ability to crawl, index, and render your website. If you look very well here, if you're able to get this, you have understood everything about SEO. It is a non-content on-site activities. It's not about content right now when you're dealing with technical SEO. These are on-site activities that improve a search engine's ability to crawl. That means if there's technical issues on your website, it will limit the search engine's ability to crawl, to index, and render your website. And these include site speed, the load time of your website. Sometimes you visit some website, it takes time to load. The mobile friendliness of your website, structured data, and XML sitemap. So these are what technical SEO. These are on-site activities that needs to be resolved, that needs to be put in place, that needs to be improved, so that the search engines will be able to crawl your website, index your website, and render your website for people to have access to it. And this includes what? Site speed, mobile friendliness, structured data, XML sitemap. When you're talking about XML sitemap, you're talking about the structure of your website. The sitemap helps search engines to be able to understand your website, to be able to crawl your website. And there are some tools you can actually use to generate your sitemap. Submit your sitemap to the search engines. Example, this Google Search Console. There's another tool again called Pro Sitemap tool. We're going to do practicals of all those tools. Then we have on-page SEO. So the three pillars of SEO, one is what? Technical SEO. Two is on-page SEO. And three is what? Off-page SEO. We have talked about technical SEO. Right now, we're talking about on-page SEO. On-page. This involves content and keywords targeting activities performed directly on your website. Content and keyword targeting activities performed directly on your website. This includes title tags, your meta descriptions, your heading structure, your content quality, and internal linking. What is the content quality of your website? Do you have internal links inside the content of your website that can link from one particular page to another, that can link from one keyword or called anchor text to another page on the same website? So these are activities that you perform on the website, on the content and the keyword aspects of the project. So on-page optimization is all about content and keyword targeting activities, ensuring that the title and meta description are perfectly well structured, that the searcher's intent, which is the keyword, are in the title, are in the meta description of that particular website or that particular landing page. Then off-page optimization. So off-page SEO. So I've talked about technical SEO. I've talked about on-page SEO. I've talked about what I'm talking about right now, off-page SEO. When you talk about off-page, outside the website, this is off-site activities, primarily earning external backlinks from other authoritative websites. For example, we're in Nigeria. We have some authoritative websites like Vanguard, Punch, Business Day, Bella Niger, Linda Ikeji, Pulse. This day, these are authoritative websites that has been existing for a very long time, some 15 years, some 20 years. These websites you are saying, some of them have domain authority score of what, like 80, 89, 90. Then when you want to understand off-page optimization or off-page SEO, these are things done on this third-party website that has influence on your own website. For example, you published a press release or an article on Punch website, and then you add a link pointing back to your website. It means that there's a transfer of domain authority. It's called link juice from the Punch website to your own website. So if the Punch website has a domain authority of like 90, and you build a website today and you have a domain authority of 0/100, that means Punch can transfer authority to your website that can help your website to move from domain authority of 0 to at least domain authority of 5. That is what they are saying here. Off-page SEO, these are off-site activities, primarily earning external backlinks from other authoritative websites. Authoritative websites that signal trust and authority to search engines, boosting your ranking. These authoritative websites signals trust and authority to search engine. That this particular website, I'm endorsing this particular website. I know this particular website. Then the search engines can now take your website seriously. To say, oh, Punch, there's an external backlinks from Punch to this particular website. Let's recognize this website. So the three pillars of SEO: technical SEO, on-page SEO, and off-page SEO. They can also be called on-page search engine optimization or off-page search engine optimization. So the next thing we have to talk about is the 3 key steps. Understanding how search engine works. First, the search engines need to crawl your website. They need to, first of all, also index your website before ranking your website, positioning it in the particular order it's supposed to be based on what relevance and what authority. Before your page can appear in search result, Google must go through 3 fundamental steps. Understanding this process helps you identify and fix barriers to visibility. If you watch here now, you will see that if you go through these steps, it will help you to fix barrier to visibility. And that is where technical SEO comes in. When they have informed us that for you to be visible on Google and to avoid this barrier to visibility, you have to ensure that all technical SEO issues on your website are what resolved, such as what the load time, the speed of your website, your SSL certificate, how secure is your website. And these 3 key steps involve what? Crawling, indexing, and what? Ranking. They'll first of all crawl your website to understand your website, and then they will index your website. You are not the only one that must have developed content about that particular topic. How relevant your content is and other factors determine where your content or where your website is ranked or positioned on Google. So once it has been indexed, archived on their server, then you now talk about what ranking. Where will you be? Where will your website be? Where will your content be on the search engine result pages? So search engine algorithm. Search engine algorithm are computer programs that analyze hundreds of signals to give the searcher back exactly what they want at the moment they want it. So search engine algorithm, these are programs that gives the users what they want and at the moment they want it, and not just irrelevant information, but relevant what result. Google's core algorithm, known as Hummingbird, was designed to better understand the meaning and intent behind the query, not just the individual words. It powers Google's ability to interpret conversational searches and deliver highly relevant word results. Hummingbird works alongside other key systems like Panda, content quality. We have different Google algorithms that has been released all these years, and each one comes with a core feature. For example, there was a time Panda was released, and Panda main feature was what content quality. So those that don't have original content on their website or copied content from another platform on their website, they were ranked on Google. So Panda algorithm came to solve one specific issue, and that is what content, what quality. We have Penguin, link quality, the quality of links pointing back to your website. Then rank brain, machine learning. So search engine algorithm is extremely very important, and every time Google releases different algorithms, and all these algorithms have been released so that the result that individuals get from their search query on Google remains relevant and remains authoritative and satisfies searchers' intent when those results comes back. So in our next class, we'll be talking about what? Keywords.